Oh, this video is going to rustle a couple of jimmies. There are some episodes that I think get a little too much hate. Don't get me wrong, I can understand why people don't like them, but I'm still able to find enough good stuff in these episodes to keep them firmly off of my hate list. So, let's get this over with. Here are my top 5 underrated episodes. Number 5, Rainbow Falls. Look, this is still not that great. It would have been higher on this list, or not on it at all if it was. But this episode did something that I didn't think this show could pull off. They showed Derpy in a way that literally everyone liked. That's right, folks, Rainbow Falls makes this list mostly because of Derpy. I am now officially that guy. Anyway, I didn't think they'd be able to pull off making Derpy an actual character while A, not making it seem like pandering, and B, not offending anyone. But Rainbow Falls actually pulled off this difficult task. By not giving Derpy any lines, we don't hear whether her voice is derped or not, so that means people aren't offended or disappointed, and you've probably already seen why I think Derpy's use in this episode was brilliant. And you know why you've probably already seen it even if you aren't subscribed to me?
Blame A and Y, blame A and Y, with the soulless glassy eyes and the best concealing lies. Blame A and Y, blame A and Y, we need to form a full assault. It's A and Y's fault.
By the way, thanks for that plug, A&Y. Oh, and the visuals were nice, and Rainbow and Twilight had some nice development, but still, Derpy, man. Number 4, Bridal Gossip. I'm not in love with this one either, but I'm certainly a lot closer to Heartsong's opinion than I am to Voice of Reason's opinion with regards to this episode. First off, this episode was funny as hell, particularly all the poison-joked ponies. I mean, Flutter Guy. Frickin' Flutter Guy! That was hysterical. And Appletini. And Twilight Flopple. Awesome. But this episode also had one of the best interpretations of early series Apple Bloom. Up until Hearts and Hooves Day, Apple Bloom seemed to have only one character trait, cutie mark obsession, with the exception of this episode. Here, she was courageous, logical, and best of all, not worried about her cutie mark at all. She even learned how to do something interesting in brewing potions, and not once did she bring up getting her cutie mark. And as a fan of hers, this pleases me. Honestly, I went back and forth on whether to put this episode or Mystery on the Friendship Express on this list, but I decided on this one because I like them for basically the same reason, but Bridal Gossip simply has more stuff I like than Mystery does. Number 3, It Ain't Easy Being Breezies. I feel like we just talked about this one. This is the first episode on this list that I'm legit not sure why people don't like. Does it feel like a toy commercial? Well, sure, but so does Luna Eclipsed, Read It and Weep, and Wonderbolt Academy, and I love all those episodes. This episode as a toy commercial is a totally neutral statement. Are the Breezies totally incompetent? Yeah, sure, but I also can't blame them for wanting to stay with Fluttershy given how lethal the world outside of her cottage is. Is it annoying that we don't get more information about the Breezies? Yeah, but we did get enough information to at least begin speculation about them, and if there's one thing I love doing with this show, it's coming up with wild, crazy fan theories based on very little actual canonical information. Is it annoying that the Breezies came from another dimension and the writers did absolutely nothing with that? No, because there was no alternate dimension here. Next episode. Number 2, Just for Sidekicks. Some people would say that there isn't a good Spike episode, and those people are what I like to call wrong. Between Secret of My Excess, Power Ponies, and this episode, there's gotta be something in there for you to like, right? Unless you just don't like Spike in general. Looking at you, Tex. Well, anyway, I really like this one. It's a top 5 episode of Season 3, in my opinion. For starters, all 6 of the pets get some kind of characterization in this episode, particularly Angel. Angel's kind of an odd character. He takes advantage of Fluttershy's generous nature. He openly treats her like crap a lot of the time, but when they're separated, he seems to have some separation anxiety towards her and just wants to be with her. They've got kind of a complicated relationship. The comedy was also pretty good in this episode, from the part where the main 6 are playing with their pets, to the CMC taking care of the pets, to the scene with Spike and Pinkie Pie, to nice. It's not a perfect episode, but it's good enough for me to get defensive whenever someone says there isn't a good Spike episode. And number 1, The Last Roundup. Oh, would you look at that? 2 of the episodes on this list happen to be the episodes with Derpy's 2 largest roles. I wonder if there's a connection. If you remember my Season 4 mid-season video, I posted my top 10 episodes of the series to that point, and The Last Roundup earned the number 5 spot. But this time, I'm not just putting this episode on here because OMG Derpy! First off, like a lot of the episodes on this list, this episode was hysterical. From Pinkie's torturous chimichurri rant, to her going demonic when AJ broke the Pinkie promise, to the I Love Lucy reference, to the scene where Pinkie gives that male pony a piece of cake. Did I mention that Pinkie's my favorite? And Mr. Enter had some great things to say about the main criticism that people seem to have with this episode. That being, AJ, element of honesty, was lying. Well, A, she was lying like an honest person lies, using loopholes to make it seem like she was telling the truth, and B, the rest of the main 6 have all betrayed their element on some some occasion. They aren't perfect, and furthermore, they shouldn't be loyal to their element all the time because that'll come back to bite you in the ass. Just look at any of the key episodes so far. They're all about the main six either learning the right balance of using their element or not, or learning when to properly use their element. Oh yeah, and derpy. So, now that I've royally pissed off a lot of people, why don't you tell me all about it in the comments? And while you're there, tell me, is there an episode that you like that a lot of people don't? Let me know, and I'll see y'all later.